desert. I feel its first breath. A silent call inviting me to challenge myself. Then the silence vanished, and the desert began to speak. Every curve, every jump, a dialogue between man and nature. The desert tests my will, pushing me beyond my limits. And in those moments, I find my strength, my essence.
Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge.
Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge.
Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge.
As the sun sets, the desert quiets, but its spirit remains alive. I know that tomorrow it will all begin again. A new adventure awaits me. With each new day, the cycle begins anew. Are you ready to kick off again?
All right, welcome back, everybody. It is 12 o'clock, and we are here with your next update on the 2025 Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge. My name is Austin Fish Farner, and I'm happy to be bringing you guys updates each stage of this rally. Today is stage 4, and if you were not with us earlier, we can show you a little bit about what stage 4 is today. So here we go. All right, so stage 4. This is the longest special stage in the rally. You can see it is a 300-kilometer special. So the bikes and the T3s and T4s did stop at the 196-kilometer mark to get fuel from the fuel truck. The cars did not stop. They are able to go the whole way. Once again, today it is mostly sand and dunes. There is a little bit of tarmac for the transfer sections today, so there was 25% of that, and then there is a bit of lake bed chot that takes up 20%, but mostly, once again, sand and dunes, just like every day in this rally. Here's a look at the map. The competitors stayed at the marathon camp last night. This is the second half of the marathon stage today. So the marathon camp is where they were, had a short little section over to the start, the DSS here. They went north, jumped on one of the transit sections, and then they were back racing again, did another transit section, and then they're back to the finish, and then back to the main bivouac in Mazera, where they will meet back up with their crew tonight. And I'm sure they will be very happy about that after not seeing the seeing the crew last night when they all had to stay in the middle of nowhere. I heard it was quite exciting out there. So for the bikes, they started at 7:30 this morning. We are expecting them estimated time of about 4 hours and 19 minutes. The cars started at 9:50 this morning, and we are expecting them to be at about 4 hours, just under 4 hours. So that's the estimated time to complete the stage. Now, if we go over, here's a look at some of our timings. We have bikes that are past the 262 kp mark. So here's what it looked like, the running order there. This is on corrected time. So Daniel Sanders from Australia is running first. He is the fastest through there with a 2:20, 2 hours, 20 minutes, and 10 seconds. In second place on time is going to be Adrian Van Beveren. He's going to be 2 minutes and 19 seconds off the pace of Sanders right now. Ricky Brabeck is running in third position. He is 3 minutes and 42 seconds back. We have Nacho running in the fourth position. He is 4 minutes and 15 seconds back. And then Michael Daugherty here in the Rally 2 category. He's actually mixing it up. Look at, he's right in the middle of the GP class today. So he is coming in with a 4 minute and 59 second gap to first place there. So that's where he is, and currently leading the Rally 2 category. Then we have Skylar Howes running in sixth. We got Benavides in seventh, and then we have Tosha in eighth position. So Tosha actually started first today, and like we've talked about every stage of this rally, it's really hard when you start first, especially in the bikes, because there is no trails in front of you, and in the dunes there is nothing to go off besides your own trying to find a path, and there's nothing in front of you. So it's really hard when you start first. You can see Tosha's already lost almost 10 minutes just in this stage from starting first. So it's really, really hard. So some of these guys that started later, like look, you can see Daniel started sixth, and he's currently leading, and he was the 6th bike to start. Adrian was 4th bike. Ricky Breivik was the 3rd bike, the 7th bike, the 8th bike. So all the guys that started later, look at how high they are up here. Ricky Breivik's actually doing the best out of anybody who started somewhat high today. You can see, look, 1st bike is down here, 2nd bike down here, 5th bike back here. So a lot of the early bikes are the ones that are running towards the back today because they're getting run down by the guys that are able to follow their tracks today. So that's what it looks like in the bikes. Now let's go over, and if we load the cars here, let's load the times for you. So the cars, we got to check here. So only 3 have gone through KP 153. So that's not going to give us too good of a time splits yet because there's only 3 through there. But it does show that Nasser Al-Attiyah was first through there, and he did start first today. So if we go back to the next one, KP 123, you can see we have 7 cars that have been through there. So this is a little bit more accurate for us. And here's why. You can see right up here, we actually have Eric Gozakal is actually first. He's showing as first through KP 123 on time. He came through there with a 1 hour, 16 minute, 26 second time. But look at how close this is. Nasser Al-Attiyah is only 19 seconds off of him at KP 123. You have Lucas Moraes that is only a couple seconds, literally 2 seconds behind Nasser in 3rd place, and only 21 seconds off the lead. So 21 seconds separates 1st, 2nd, and 3rd on the stage. So really, really close racing here. Then it's a little farther back to Seth Quintero, who started 2nd. You can see he is running in the 4th position. He is 1 minute and 15 seconds down on Nasser, or not on Nasser, sorry, on Eric right there. And he's just about a little less than a minute down on Nasser in 2nd place. Then we have Mitch Guthrie, who's showing in 5th place there. He started in 8th, so he's moved up to 5th on time. And then we got Yazid is going to be 6th. And then we have Zhao is showing as 7th. Now, we did have some big breaking news on the cars. So you might say, where is Sebastian Loeb? You didn't read his name. Well, here is why. If we come down here, look at this update right here. Sebastian Loeb out of the stage. So after clocking the fastest time at kilometer 41, Sebastian Loeb has ground to a halt at the chain of some dunes. He has thrown in the towel and is now waiting for his assistance crew. The Dacia driver is no longer eligible for the overall and will no longer be able to rush to Nasser's aid if necessary today. However, he will be allowed to rejoin the race tomorrow and basically follow behind Nasser if he needs anything, because they both have the same car, right? They're both out there in the Dacias. They're the only 2 of those cars entered. So I would be very surprised if they didn't get this car fixed, whatever the problem is, and get it back out there tomorrow to help Nasser get to the finish of the last stage tomorrow. So big bummer for Sebastian Loeb. He had a really great race going. He was actually leading for part of the day today, and he was running right there in the top 3, very close to the overall, and had some kind of issue here, and he's out of the race. So major bummer there. That was one of the ones that we had seen that was out. You can see Daniel Sanders still going good here. So if you look at the notes every once in a while, they have some good information that comes in here to the race ops. So Eric Gosal is 7 seconds over his lead to Nasser Al-Attiyah, bringing his total to 19 seconds. That's what we just looked at on the timing board. So that's where we're at there. If I sort by the ultimate class, that's where the top guys are. But let's look at the challenger class. So this is the T3 category. We can go back to KP 80. We have a bunch through there, so this should be pretty accurate. So at KP 80, we're showing that the 309 is going to be first, the 310 is second, 301, and the 304. So a bit of a gap here. We got 2 minutes and 19 seconds from the leader to the next car back, and then 254 to 3rd place. So pretty good size lead for the 309 right there. They got a pretty comfortable lead, even just 80 kilometers into the rally stage. They got a pretty big lead already. If we go to the SSV category, we can see this one's a little bit closer. They got a minute and a half between second and to the first spot there. So it's the 415. The Can-Am is in first, and then we have the 405 in second and the 407 in third. So that's 348 from third to first, and then 128 from second to first. So still pretty close there. Good racing going on there. And then if we do the same thing in the bike category, if we come down to Rally 2, we see we have the top 2 riders. Pretty much the top 2 riders are 5 minutes and 42 seconds apart there. So not quite as close in the Rally 2 category. If we back it up one, let's see if it gets any closer. It was a little bit closer at the last one. We were 4:26 between first and second. Look at third and fourth were tied at kilometer 2:22. So pretty good battle for that final podium position, at least at the 2:22 mark there was. So we should be getting a finisher in the bikes, honestly, pretty quickly here. Probably any minute almost. We should get a finisher. If we go and look at the map, we can load the map and see here's Daniel Sanders. So I think the finish is, it doesn't show you where the finish is, but I think the finish is just going to be right up here. So Tosha is actually first on course still because he started first, but you saw how much time all the guys made up behind him. So if you zoom in, look at he's right here. They got to be getting almost to the finish. So all these guys have reeled them in. So we got Tosha right there. We got Ricky Brabeck right there. We got Benavides right behind him. And then we got Van Beveren right there. So remember, these guys started 3 minutes apart. And look at how close these 4 are together now. Basically, these guys are, these top 2 are riding together. 3 may even be riding together. They're right with each other. For sure, they can see each other right there. So really close at the front. It's hard when you're Tosha there leading, trying to lead out. It's tough. There's no one in front of you, and the guys behind you, it's frustrating. They make up a lot of time on you. But he's not going to start first tomorrow. So that's the key. Where is he going to start today? How much time did he lose today? Where's he at in the overall standings? And then how's he looking going into tomorrow? If we go back here and we look at the overall standings, we can see right here that we have Daniel Sanders is showing, this is unofficial, remember now, this doesn't take in if there's any penalties or credits or anything like that today. Those will get added to this later. And this is live, this is not the finish. So at KP 262, Daniel Sanders had a 5 minute and 4 second lead over Ricky Brabeck, who is currently second place in the virtual standings. And then Benavides is going to be third, 6:30 back. And then Tosha is going to be 7 minutes back. So he lost quite a bit of time today in the general standings. But he does have one more day. There's one more stage that he can try to make some of that time back up. 7 minutes is going to be pretty tough to make up tomorrow because it's a short stage, but the rally's not over. Anything can happen. So that's a look at your splits in the overall standings for the bike as of right now, unofficially. If we come back to the cars, we can see it's still very close in the cars. Once again, this is unofficial. It doesn't take into account any penalties or credits from today that might come in later. And this is only at KP 153. But you can see Nasser Al-Attiyah has the lead by only 1 minute and 6 seconds over Lucas here in the second spot in the general overall standings. So still within about a minute, first and second. That's a really close race going on there. Remember, Sebastian Loeb was in third, also only about a minute behind, but now he's out. So that takes him out of the equation for the overall, and it bumps Seth Quintero right here up to third place out of the cars that are through here right now. So we'll keep an eye on that throughout the day. But I think that kind of wraps up this update for you guys. That will kind of get you situated with where we are. We will come back at 1 o'clock for your next update. Let's go see if a bike finished yet. They're literally got to be right at the finish. They haven't finished yet. Any second now, you're going to see some bike times pop up over here at the finish. By 1 o'clock, we'll have quite a few that have finished over here. So we'll come back at 1 o'clock. We'll give you guys another update. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in just about 45